COVID has thrown a wrench into all of our lives, and no one knows that better than parents. If schools close, they have to leave work. If they work from home, there are the kids right there. Heading into the office, good luck finding childcare, and heaven forbid they or their children get COVID. Tell the job, tell the teachers, enter quarantine, especially if you can barely afford the job. Do you fess up? Joining us right now is Trey Barnette. He is the Regional Vice President of Robert Half. Trey, thanks for coming back. We've heard about the Great Resignation. Are parents part of this group, and has COVID forced them to make some tough decisions about either working or staying at home?
Yeah, thanks, first of all, for having me. And yes, parents are part of this great resignation. We found out from our latest study that 41% of professionals plan to look for a new job in the first half of 2022. And 28% said that they would rather quit their job with not having anything lined up. Now, within that, working parents in particular may be looking for employers who can do a better job supporting and giving them flexibility as they navigate through managing their kids amidst this new Omicron variant.
Trey, before COVID, childcare costs were astronomical in the beginning. Now the pandemic is making a bad situation even worse. Prices for the simplest things like baby wipes or even Pampers have gone up. That's being passed on to parents with children in daycare. Are we now looking at a system that economically is no longer sustainable unless something is done on Capitol Hill?
Absolutely. I mean, that's something that we need to look at with legislation as we are going through this year. But I think the biggest thing when it comes to the job market and what we're seeing with the Great Resignation and Great Reevaluation is parents are looking at compensation benefits package more than they ever have. According to the research, again, that we did, 38% of Washington, D.C. employers say that that their workers are quitting due to lack of child care, and also to a lack of having higher compensation for those employees.
Trey, does Washington get it? Because I hear so many parents say that they want to go back to work, specifically because their kids are driving them crazy, but they can't go back to work because the jobs don't pay well enough for them to be able to afford child care, especially in places where the cost of living is high, like in New York, New Jersey, Virginia, California, some of the states where that is a major crisis.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I mean, that is the question of the day of the year. Does Washington get it? Giving also to the cost of living, and we're 33% higher index compared to the entire nation. Washington, specifically employers within Washington, need to do their homework. They need to look and see exactly what the cost is that it takes for someone to have childcare and put a child in that while they're working. And then also, too, what they're going to provide there in terms of benefits and flexibility. That is the paramount thing. And I think the second thing, too, is are you having some flexibility with allowing that parent to work remote at least part of that week? So maybe that can subsidize having a person in childcare or their child in childcare 5 days a week.
Trey, we often talk about dual income families. That seemed to be the norm. But what about if you're a single parent?
Single parents are really having it tough out here. That's who I would say that the employers need to first approach and make sure that they are making sure they're compensated correctly, have the right benefits, and what their situation is. It can't be a one size fit all approach. You need to definitely do your homework and also talk to each person that works at your company one on one and see exactly what their situation is.
Trey Barnette is the Regional Vice President of Robert Half. Trey, as always, thanks for being with us.